The country's Omicron surge comes just weeks before the Lunar New Year, a peak travel period, and cities across China are already advising people to stay put, especially as Beijing prepares to host the Winter Olympics at the start of next month. On Monday, there were 10 new local transmissions in Tianjin, a city of 14 million people around 100 kilometers from Beijing. And health officials are now implementing tough new controls to stop coronavirus spreading. Tianjin confirmed its first 2 cases of Omicron at the weekend, and Zhang said 20 infected people were discovered in the first 24 hours. The city has already imposed travel restrictions and launched a mass testing program to help prevent the variant from spreading. Tianjin, a major Chinese port city near the capital Beijing, has begun mass testing its 14 million residents after a cluster of 20 children and adults tested positive for COVID-19, including at least 2 with the Omicron variant. Those infected include 15 students aged between 8 and 13, a staff member at an after-school center, and 4 parents. The citywide testing begun on Sunday is to be completed over 2 days. The first 2 cases confirmed in Tianjin were a 10-year-old girl and a 29-year-old woman working at the after-school center. Both were infected by the Omicron variant. In subsequent testing of close contacts, 18 others tested positive and 767 tested negative as of Saturday night. Residents have been advised to stay at or near home to be available for the community-level nucleic acid screening. They have been told that until they obtain a negative test result, they'll not receive a green code on smartphone COVID tracing apps that nearly all people in China are now required to present when using public transport in other situations. China has stepped up its zero-tolerance COVID-19 strategy in the run-up to the Winter Olympics, which open on the 4th of February in Beijing. The Chinese capital is 150 kilometers northwest of Tianjin and connected by a high-speed rail link that takes less than 1 hour. Tianjin, located about 100 kilometers from the capital Beijing, reported 41 domestically transmitted infections with confirmed symptoms on Wednesday, up from 33 a day earlier, National Health Commission data showed. The port city reported 6 confirmed cases and 18 asymptomatic infections as of Monday afternoon, while the latest outbreak in Tianjin recorded a total of 28 infections of the Omicron variant. All infected patients have been transferred to designated hospitals for treatment, local officials noted. Local health authorities carried out an emergency response immediately after the outbreak. A total of 105 close contacts, 154 secondary contacts, and 62 other persons at risk have been traced, and all of them were put under quarantine. Besides, 488 items and environmental samples were collected from relevant places, and 23 positive samples were found in the living and working environment of confirmed cases. Among them, the positive sample of the outdoor packing and facilities at imported cold-chain food storage in the city's Dongli district have been initially considered to be directly related to the latest outbreak. The latest wave of the virus in Tianjin is in the stage of development. However, with the implementation of active screening and the timely detection of the potential infections, the risk of the epidemic is generally under control, local health authorities said on Monday. The city's Dongli and Beijing districts will carry out nucleic acid testing for all residents from May 16th to the 18th. Primary and secondary schools and kindergartens will pivot to online teaching during this period, and residents are advised not to leave the region unless necessary until the situation is under control, read the statement from the municipal government. Dalian in the northeast also reported an individual arriving from Tianjin had tested positive for Omicron, city officials said. It said the virus situation was largely controllable. Anyang in the central province of Henan reported 43 local asymptomatic cases on Wednesday, after 2 Omicron infections on Monday. It traced the flare-up to a student from Tianjin. Case numbers in Tianjin and Anyang are tiny compared with outbreaks in many other countries, although the number of local Omicron infections isn't clear. Still, officials imposed curbs on movement within the cities and outside. Several cities across China have ordered quarantine for recent visitors to the 2 cities. Beijing is among the many cities urging people to stay put during the Lunar New Year holiday. Citing the Omicron risk and the need to keep the Olympics Games safe, officials in the capital encouraged commuters from satellite towns to work from home. There were no new deaths on Wednesday, leaving the toll since the virus was first found 2 years ago in China unchanged at 4,636. Zhang Wenhong, director of a COVID-19 treatment team in Shanghai, said on Thursday the public health clinic in the commercial hub faced a record number of infections arriving from overseas. Millions of people are being confined to their homes in Xi'an and Yuzhou two other cities that are farther away but have larger outbreaks. The city of Zhengzhou, a provincial capital 70 kilometers north of Yuzhou, is also conducting mass testing and closing schools starting Monday. China reported 165 confirmed coronavirus cases for January 8th, up from 159 a day earlier, its health authorities said on Sunday. Of the new infections, 92 were locally transmitted, according to a statement by the National Health Commission, from 95 a day earlier. Most of the new local cases were in the province of Henan, home to Yuzhou, and Shanxi, home to Xi'an. China reported 46 new asymptomatic cases, which it classifies separately from confirmed cases, compared with 52 a day earlier. There were no new fatalities, leaving the death toll at 4,636. Mainland China had 103,619 confirmed cases. Imported cases in Shanghai during the first 10 days of this month have already exceeded December's total, Reuters' calculation showed. How many were caused by Omicron isn't clear. China has suspended more U.S. flights after a surge in numbers of infected passengers. Its tough measures against local outbreaks included punishment for officials, with 11 people held to account in Anyang by Wednesday for failing to properly control the virus. On Thursday, city authorities in the ancient town of Xi'an ordered 2 hospitals to suspend operations for 3 months for failures in providing medical care during the outbreak. The move drove down shares of their owner, Xi'an International Medical Investment Company, by 10%, or the maximum permitted daily percentage change. One of the hospitals apologized for rigid virus controls that delayed treatment for a patient who suffered a heart attack and died. The story of a pregnant woman who lost her unborn baby after waiting for 2 hours outside the other hospital provoked anger on Chinese social media and brought punishment for city officials.